All right, right behind me sits my new drift car for Japan. I'm so excited to show you guys it. Before we get there though, I want to tell you guys a little bit how we kind of got to this point. We built the R32 before we went to Japan, got that on the way out, but I was like, I really need like a practice or missile car. Rather than like buying a car out here, I thought it would have been really cool to bring one of my own. So excited. Come check us out. So it's still up on the trailer right now. So it's my Nissan S13. It's 240SX, but it has a right-hand drive front clip swap. So it's kind of a bit of a really mixed up and weird vehicle. It had pop-up headlights before, but I'll show you guys something if we can try not to bang my head. So now it's Silvia front end, and we actually did that back in the United States, as well as an entire new body kit. We do have some plans for it as well to just make it a little bit stronger and more reliable as a true practice car. So we'll get into that, but let's get this thing off the lift. So it's honestly not that low, but this is so funny. Look at this. It kind of depends on the trailers you get, but a lot of the, just like a fun fact and something I'm learning, a lot of the trailers that people use for racing here, they're actually like, they're true tow rigs. So they're made and developed more for like OEM vehicles. They're cool though, because you can fit a lot of cars in a small space. The way you like hook them up and tie them down is much simpler than a race trailer. So positives and negatives. All right, we got her off the truck. I want to show you guys the car a little bit, especially for those of you guys who are new here, and then talk about kind of what we're doing next and what the plans are for this car. So first things first.
It's S13, obviously, I hope.
Silvia front end and the Silvia rear end, so not a hatch. I got nothing against hatches, but I think this is a far better looking rear end. It's definitely my preference. It is a fake origin body kit, all right? I'm just gonna get that out so you guys know. Most of the parts on this car are authentic, but this was a budget build and still in many ways is, even though it's becoming kind of my full-on practice car. So I couldn't find origin stuff anywhere, and I probably should have gotten something different because the fitment on this body kit was terrible, but it looks damn good. Like, just not the best fitment. So it's also the Car Modify Wonder style front and rear fenders, which are pretty sick. I love the rear fenders with like that vent right there. I think it's pretty freaking cool. Euros trunk wing, and oh, and the hood too. I don't remember what hood this was, but just some kind of cool, I don't know, double vented hood. The rest of the car though, let's see. Pop up on the engine bay real quick. Oh, we also did the Origin. I think these are Origin, I can't remember, but they're like the crazy like vented and projector headlights. And then carbon fiber grille as well, pretty dope. So engine is just S13 SR20. So we did then Haugen Racing, which by the way, they did not help me out on it, but that would be cool in the future. But it seemed to be like the best kind of budget turbo kit and had great ratings. So it's good for like 350 horsepower. Right now, this thing's probably like mid to high 200s at the wheel. I'd like to boost it up a little bit more, but we're gonna kind of see how she does. So yeah, the engine bay, clean enough, you know, for a missile car. The interior though is pretty sick on this thing. So it has a full FD spec roll cage that we did in-house at Haugen Racing. Crazy freaking door bars. There's a whole build series on this, by the way, you guys can check out if you want to see it from kind of start to finish. Hey! But some of the new stuff on this is the body kit and then kind of finalizing things like that. But yeah, it's got bride seats, Yasho factory, 6-point belts. We got the bride material on the dash down there. Pretty simple, honestly. I mean, stock handbrake. Did the Octagon Moon Eye steering wheel, Hitman shift knob. So this thing's like honestly ready to rip. Suspension wise, this thing, I don't know what the front angle kit is. It's just some like chopped knuckle and extended lower control arm. And then we put on rack offset spacers. So pretty standard angle kit. I think it's a really good angle kit for a practice car. I may end up going WiseFab. I don't know, comment below what you guys think. I do kind of think it would be cool to have WiseFab on this, but it is pretty low power, so that might be an issue. Maybe once I get a little bit more power in it, we would do WiseFab. And then rear is a PBM drop knuckle, which I really highly recommend those. They definitely give you some more grip. especially if you want to run it lower, but it also helps with the geometry even at a stock ride height. And then just all adjustable control arms, kind of a mess of control arms back there. In many ways, a simple build, but it has everything we need. Going forward though, I want to do a couple things to increase the strength of this thing and just make it that much better as a true practice car, kind of step it up from just being a total missile. We're gonna do a CD009 transmission in this. I wish we would have done that at home. It is kind of crazy how they do it here. You guys are gonna see that later in this video. I'm gonna show you kind of how they do it and what goes on. And we also need side windows. So that's not a thing. It probably should be a rule in the US, but in the US, you generally don't need side windows. That's it. Then go start driving it and kind of see is that it's fast enough to keep up with generally what other guys are driving as their practice cars. Alrighty, so the next step with this thing is the transmission swap. We're gonna get her on the flatbed here, and maybe we'll head to the shop and check it out. Alright, so we're loaded up and we're in the truck. We're on our way. So the shop is right by Nico Circuit, like 2 minutes. The owner of the shop, his son actually drifts in D1. If you guys watched the like drifting in Japan video, it was like 2 vlogs ago, I think. I showed some video of them driving their rotary cars. So they also do rotary motors as well as these transmission swaps. So they're kind of really the only spot, I guess, to go to for CD009 swaps, unless you want to get your own parts and do it yourself, but that requires getting stuff from the United States. So we're gonna try it the JDM way. This is a lot more time intensive and expensive, but it's kind of our only option. So the good news is this should be done in only like a week or 2. So we should be out drifting that thing soon here. All right, well, we have arrived. Getting the car off the trailer, and then we'll check out the shop. It is not what I expected. It's pretty interesting. All right, we got her in, as you guys saw. Yeah, this is like a 3-car garage basically attached to a house, but apparently this is the spot. I don't know, I'm in Roussel's hands, so I'm in good hands, but yeah, this is crazy. Definitely not what I expected for the shop. I was like used to America stuff, like expecting this grand shop. So if you guys watch some of the videos from this channel, especially the recent ones since I've been in Japan, you may recognize that car behind me. So he was at By Now's Drift Day like a week or 2 ago, drifting away, getting some practice in. So he does D1, and they're gonna be doing the transmission swap on this thing. Again, if I was in the US, it's absolutely something we'd do ourselves, but I'm not set up like that. And honestly, in Japan, it's pretty interesting talking to Roussel, like, they get their drive shafts from the US normally. There's only like 1 spot here that can make drive shafts. So they're both ahead in some ways and far behind in others. So it's just interesting navigating that whole thing. It's an uncomfortable spot for me, but it's really one where I'm really at the mercy of, you know, who I'm working with. So I have to trust them, just kind of go with their processes until we can get more established and develop our own, right? I would love to help try to improve and bring some of the US knowledge and tools and technology we have over here for drifting. It's not like they don't know about this stuff, they just haven't really adopted all of it yet. There's a couple guys that have, but generally if you look at the scene, they're pretty old school on a lot of stuff. They're getting it done, but I'm like, it would be interesting to help, you know, just try to contribute what I can where I can. But right now, we're just along for the ride. So I'm just like you guys. I'm just watching what goes on, crossing my fingers. Oh, so good. Hello. Apparently I'm making friends here. I was at first kind of afraid they're gonna bite me because I'm just a Bakugajin and they're Japanese dogs, but they're being nice. Hello, friend. Hi. All right, so while we're here, I figured we'd check out their new build. They kind of wanted to show it to us anyways, so think it's, yes, S13. Right-hand drive, of course, but it has a very interesting motor choice in it that I think some of you will like. Check this out. Bam. So it's gonna be NA 4-rotor. So in that other car that we saw, that was turbo 4-rotor. These are some of the only guys that really do this. There's only like, what, like 2 shops basically? These guys and
so like
another?
You say about like 100% made in Japan. I'll say only they do 100% made in Japan. Like TCP Magic, I think you guys know about him, like Mad Mike's shop.
Yeah.
So what they do, they buy the kit from New Zealand and they just assemble it and put it in the car. But like about Miya Seimitsu, like they make like everything in-house. So like 100% made in Japan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I honestly, that's news to me as well. So I thought TCP was doing a lot of their stuff here, but they're mainly just assembling, very good at what they do. But as far as like building kind of from scratch, and that's the thing with rotors that I'm learning more about. It's like that center shaft that has to be custom so you can stack on more rotors. So they actually make their own center shaft here and then put the whole engine together. So it's pretty crazy.
And
This
now
thing,
they started making like, you know, this like peripheral port intake manifolds.
oh yeah,
So like,
it's crazy.
you know, there's no one makes these manifolds in the world. There was like Dog Bull that was making those, but they don't make it anymore. So if you want to make a like in a 4-rotor rotary build, you always have to do the custom work on the intake manifold. But they're gonna release it next month, so I think like, you know, it'll be way easier for every one of us to like.
So what I'm thinking, do they want to sell more of this? Because we could put
Yeah.
a 4-rotor in the S13 and market them to you guys.
Yeah.
Comment below if you guys would like to see that, and if there's any potential buyers out there and would want some information support for them, because that could be something cool.
I mean, like the sound of the NA 4-rotor.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Use me, guys. We got marketing power, so let's slam one in this car and send it. All right, so we got the car dropped off. They are quoting about a week and a half, so like hopefully soon here we'll have that thing out on track. We got to figure out the lexan windows, and that's pretty much it. We're ready to rip. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Also check out this video. I think you'd enjoy it. All right, peace.